Welcome everyone to another Moz Play series. This is Moz Mojito, and today we're going to be playing a game that I am somewhat familiar with. I did play it one time, but we are playing Deadside. Now, Deadside is basically another one of the survival type genre games. You start off in a city, and you basically have to go house to house looking for loot, armor, weapons, clothes, and all the time you have bad guys targeting you, shooting you, and you're basically trying to either kill them or basically survive. Now, there is a PvP and a PvE version of the game, or different servers. I am on a PvE server just because I am not very good at PvP. So, yeah, this is what we're going to be rolling with. So here we are, we're starting off. Now, when I was out and about, I did find the items in my inventory: motorcycle helmet, a axe, and a small pistol, as well as a sawed-off shotgun. As you can see, there will be a lot of people running around in this game because this is a PvE server, so no one's really scared of each other because, you know, you don't have to worry about getting shot in the back by somebody. Plus, this is a neutral zone, so no one can shoot each other anyway because this is a vendor zone. Here at the vendor, this shows you all the different things that you can buy. Everything is very expensive, but you can find these same items out in the world just by doing little missions and events. So as you can see, you can find boats and everything, just like those two guys have. Now here's a picture of the grid map. On here you will see all the different events. The events are usually marked in yellow. And then you have all your challenges, which are marked in red. And then all your safe zones are marked in green. So anywhere that you see a yellow circle or a yellow icon, that is usually going to be your randomized events where you can get loot. Usually that loot is defended by computer controlled bad guys. So it's just a matter of fighting them off for the loot. You also have some cities here, which usually have a yellow circle indicating that's a town, small town that you can respawn at. And then on the mini map, you also have little white dots, which basically just represent little bases and stuff like that that the AI controlled soldiers use. And sometimes you can find loot at those places as well as at the little towns. So we're gonna head outside of the safe zone, and we're gonna make our way up to the one of the red marked items, see if we can get some loot. You will constantly get pop-ups and notifications about sector activity going on the map. So the red circles and the yellow circles will constantly be appearing and disappearing depending on what's going on. So you just want to take yourself to the nearest area. Now, I've seen boats in the game. I've not seen cars yet. Maybe they are in the game. I just haven't seen them yet. But the good thing is that you can pretty much run anywhere in the game, and you really don't have to worry about stamina. In fact, they even have an auto run. So as with anything, check everything to see if there's any loot. Usually loot will have like a glowing outline on it, whether it's a yellow outline or different outlines. That's what you're going to be looking for. So I'm going to check this house. Most likely it's been looted because it's in a friendly zone. Usually these are the first places people go. So here's a stash that's empty. And nothing there. Usually you'll see it on the ground or on a table, and it usually glows. You will also see it inside of cars, usually on the driver or the passenger seat or in the back of vans. So I'm gonna follow this road up, and And like I said, there is no sprint, there's no stamina factor here, so you can sprint to your heart's desire to get wherever you need to get on this large map. But obviously, you always have to keep an eye out for any kind of bad guys. And wolves are a problem in this game as well. So keep an eye out for any wild wolves when you're running through the forest. Okay, so looking at the mini map, one stripe means easy difficulty for like challenges, so that's what we're gonna tackle, is maybe a one stripe level, because I really don't have much for weapons. Now in the upper left, it just told me I left the safe zone. I'm now in an unsafe zone. Usually you'll be able to tell when you're leaving a safe zone by the little, okay, and you hear the growls. You're gonna have plenty of these guys in the forest. Whenever possible, use something quiet, because the bad guys hear gunshots from far away. Now I need a knife to skin that wolf, so there's not much more I can do. So I'm just gonna keep moving. Now in the bottom left is your health and food and water level, so you always want to keep an eye on that. On your toolbar, number 4 is a lighter. That's how you're gonna kind of light your way. And eventually you'll be able to find binoculars, which is number 5, and then your gun, your weapon slots are usually 1, 2, and 3. So we're gonna keep heading to the upper left where there's a one stripe challenge area, red sector activity, and just kind of make our way up there while looking out for wolves or any bad guys. Now, as you can see in the upper left, you will constantly get the pop-up messages to tell you what kind of activity, yellow or red, is popping up in the sector that you're in. You can usually pop up the big map and see in general where that activity is. So it gives you an idea of the aiming. You know, it's iron sights. But you can upgrade your weapons as you play and find better attachments. So we're got a ways to go. Obviously, you got in-game chat in the bottom left, so people are constantly trying to help each other out since this is a PvE server. And as you'll see sprinkled throughout the map, at least here on PvE, everyone's gonna have a little base, a little hideout. Most of the time they're open, but a lot of times people will put like combination locks on there, so you can't just go in. But you can't really interact with much when you go into people's bases. I mean, you kind of have to own the area. I suppose if this was PvP, it'd probably be a little different. You probably can destroy stuff, but this is PvE, so you're just gonna have a bunch of bases all over the place. Still got a ways to go, but we're heading to the upper left. There's a green triangle up ahead that indicates another player. Now, like I said, this is a PvE server, so even though you see other players, they can't necessarily hurt you or shoot you like a PvP server. So they're probably just busy doing their own thing, either building in their base or looking for loot just like you are. Okay, there must be a wolf nearby because I hear him growling, so we just gotta keep an eye out for him. Be ready to hit him with an axe. Here we go. Nice and quiet. Quiet kills are the best kills in this game. Okay, so we're coming up on a white dot in the map. Those are usually going to be points of interest besides the villages. Sometimes they have bad guys in them, like you see there in the distance. Yeah, and their line of sight is ridiculous. They can see you from far away hiding. And yeah, they're trying to take you out now. So you just got to make sure you keep a rock, a tree, something between you and them, and take them out one at a time. Very realistic shooting sounds. That guy had a shotgun. He just kept blasting away. gonna switch to my shotgun. Okay, I have one more clip of bullets. Just like that, they got you. They can quickly overwhelm you with numbers. So the skull indicates where I went down at. I can respawn at any of the yellow marked towns. So I'm gonna pick the closest one and basically run to my body to recover it. Now this is PvE, so you don't drop everything for random people to come pick up, to my knowledge at least. You're gonna start off with just a t-shirt and some pants, just like you do when you first start the game. And usually they'll give you a lighter just for a lamp. And now I just gotta make my way back to my body. Okay, I'm back to the point of interest where I got killed. I'm gonna stay low, even though sometimes that doesn't really help too much because their line of sight is ridiculous. And I'm just gonna slowly creep my way over to my body and try to recover all my stuff without them seeing me and killing me again. So stay crouched, stay low, and try to get to my body. So you can't just put the pants on from the ground. You have to take off your old pants in order to put on the new pants. If you see a little yellow marker on the pants, that means you got something in the pocket. So that's what that means. So I gotta drop these pants that I'm wearing right now. And now I can put on my original pants. Now everything you drop will appear on the ground and you can interact with the items that you drop on the ground. So we're gonna get back to it and try to take out these guys. So once again, I can't just pick things up that have items in the pockets, and certain backpacks allow you to carry more than one gun. I don't have a bag that allows me to carry more than one gun, so in order to equip this, I will have to drop this one and then equip the one that's on the ground. And the second slot only holds knives and handguns, so that does not work. So my options are slot 1 or slot 3, or disassemble the gun for parts. And with all the clothes, I can always rip them up for rags and make the rags into different items. One thing I look at with the guns before I disassemble them is the health level of the gun, or the quality level, which is usually indicated by a percentage of how worn out the weapon is. Usually finding weapons on the bad guys, you're going to have some lower quality weapons as far as damage, unless it's like an epic tier event or something like that. Then usually the weapons are in pretty decent shape. And one thing I look out for the clothes is the inventory slots that they have as far as pocket sizes, so that's important to me as well. Some of these things you find will be cosmetic only, and the vendor won't even buy them, so I usually get them if they look cool, like for a Halloween event, but after a while I usually just drop them. So now I have all my armor slots pretty much filled. I have a top, I have a bottom, I have a vest, and I have a bag. Now all those different slots can be upgraded as I go through and play the game and fight better equipped bad guys. So as you can see, the rags, I got some food here. It gives me some food and a little bit of water. The rags give me a little bit of health back when I use them. And then obviously I got a new handgun, 64% durability versus 77% durability. They use different type of ammo, but this may have better range than the other one. So for now, I will keep the other one until I run out of bullets for it, and then I will most likely switch to that other handgun. Now, as you can see on my shortcut key, I have 2 lighters. Every time you die, you respawn with a lighter. Sometimes you respawn with a knife too, so you'll find yourself have duplicate items as you play the game. You just got to drop any duplicates, because the vendor won't buy lighters since that comes with you when you respawn in. So I'm going to continue looking around this POI, see if there's anything else interesting to loot, and then I'm going to move on to where I was trying to go in the first place. Okay, so the event that I was trying to go to went away, which was just north of me. So maybe I'll find a different event to go to, or maybe I'll still head up there. I'm not sure. Okay, so it looks like we're headed the right direction to where we want to go. So, yeah. Oh, and the event just came right back. So we're going to keep heading up there and see what kind of luck we can get. But for now, I think I'm going to go ahead and transition this video up to the point where I'm going to start off at my destination point, and from there we'll pretty much pick up the video from there. So as always, I want to thank you for joining me on this video, and as usual, I would really appreciate it if you like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you on the next episode as we pick up where we left off and continuing on to do that first event. Till next time.